A very good evening, my dear viewers. I welcome you to this episode of record keeping. In my last video, I talked about how taxation, how taxes are a challenge to small and medium-sized enterprises, and also looked at the tax charged or tax chargeable to SMEs. Today, once again, I just want us to look at record keeping. You'll all bear with me that record keeping is an aspect that organizations cannot do without. Whether public institutions or private institutions. It is such a crucial thing indeed that an organization that will succeed in this current environment, they have to keep records. But one has to understand when you talk about record keeping, what is it all about? Record keeping is a process of recording transactions and events in an accounting system for the case of accountants. In other professions, it might be recording of transactions or information or data in any other system other than an accounting system, in any database where records can be kept. So, record keeping is such a crucial thing. More so if the record is kept are accurate, they can really be of great importance. So this evening, I just want to walk you through the major importances, the major values, the major benefits that will always accrue to that organization that properly keep their records or properly keep transactions for their businesses. Like I told you previously, most of SMEs suffer because they keep no records. They wake up today, they start businesses, they have no intentions of keeping records. That's why if you approach most of SME operators, you just ask them some little information, they just scratch their heads, they cannot avail that information. Yet they are actually having a lot of things they are doing. But records is such a great problem indeed that is affecting them. But today, why must we keep records anyway? My viewers outside there, you need to understand that in today's world, all analytics, all decisions have become data driven. So meaning that without data, we can almost do nothing in this today's environment. All decisions are based on analytics. You cannot just wake up in the morning and make decisions without any evidence supporting you to make a given what? A given decision. So, one of the major importances of having records is actually to prevent fraud. Fraud. Just imagine you are making sales and you are paying out expenses without taking record of those receipts and record of those payments. People can base on that to misuse your funds because you have no stock of record, you have no evidence that either an expense was paid or income came in. So that can give a chance to people to defraud you. So therefore it is vital for you to keep what? To keep records. Just imagine you have, for instance, you are selling cement and you don't know how much you have in and you don't know how much has moved out. Just imagine you are someone who is not around and you have given people a chance to operate on your behalf. You stand a chance of losing if you have no records being kept. When it comes to paying taxes, record keeping helps us when we are paying taxes. Yesterday, when we were talking about taxation as a challenge to SMEs, we realized that those SMEs that keep no records, they tend to pay fixed amount of taxes. And we realized that they tend to pay higher taxes than those that actually have records that are well maintained. So it is very crucial that we have to keep records. Records help us to comply with laws, okay? Laws require us to keep records. Laws are very important for us, and it is a condition that we have to keep records concerning our operations. Just imagine URA came to assess. I always refer so much to URA. Without records, how much you're supposed to pay taxes, but when you don't have records, there's no way going to comply with the laws. There's no way going to comply because you have no evidence of what you are doing. So when we keep those records, it helps us to comply with the different laws that require data, that require records. So we must be aware of that. But also we must understand that record keeping helps us to manage cash flows. Cash flows. When I talk about cash flows, I mean both inflows and outflows. You need to know as a business how much is coming in, how much is going out. If someone came in just to look at your business, they can only know how much is coming in, how much is going out by looking at the records. They look at your records and then they can make judgment on how your business is performing. So my dear viewers, it is very, very important and very crucial that we have to keep what? To keep records. It is very important also to understand that records help us to make decisions. Like I said, in this today's world, all decisions made are data driven. You cannot just wake up in the morning and make a decision without records, without data supporting it. Just imagine you want to increase on the number of employees. On what basis are you going to increase the employees? Just imagine you want to expand on your business. On what basis are you going to expand? The reason why many businesses fail today, they just see others blossoming, they also want to expand, but without doing a deep analysis. But you can only do such analysis when you have data. So therefore, you must carry out record keeping. We must do record keeping. The other thing is that records help us to save costs. They help us to save costs and time. Amen? Yes, we save costs when we keep records. And lastly, records also help us to prevent loopholes and oversight. You know, there are some clever people, when they find in a work setting where records are not kept, they use that one as a loophole to do their own things, to plant in their own things they want in an organization. So as an SME, as any other business outside there, you need to keep records. Very, very important. Very, very important indeed. You have to keep records. In my next video, I'm going to talk much more about what kind of records are you supposed to keep as an SME. As a small business, what kind of records do you keep? It may not only be on SMEs, but even any other business outside there. Which kind of records do you keep? Which kind of data do you keep? It is very important. But remember to subscribe so that any other person will also get this same video. Always comment and share so that we make a difference in the businesses outside there, so that we may prolong the life of businesses outside there. Help your friend. They will thank you in the future. Have a blessed evening.